Hey, good afternoon everybody and welcome back to Star Cub Review. Today I'm gonna do, well, like I said I was gonna do the other day, do my review chat about Final Fantasy XVI and my now almost approaching 60 hours of gameplay so far, and I'm only 65, maybe 67, 68% done with the main storyline so far. I've just been having so much fun. I do apologize for not getting it out sooner yesterday, but we've had problems with power cuts, and the night I was going to do the second video, which was going to be this one, the power went out and I couldn't come back to it. So and then yesterday I had a whole bunch of issues which eventually got sorted. So I'm bringing it to you today. Now, what do I think of Final Fantasy XVI? It absolutely blew my mind. It is the pinnacle of Final Fantasy. It is back to its medieval roots. Very much like I would imagine a Final Fantasy Tactics to be in this day and age. Very, very mature themes, very violent, very political, but also waging war and, political antics between, the governments and all of that in the medieval ages, house seats and, kings and queens and princes and princesses all battling it out and shit like that. But Final Fantasy XVI, oh my god. Yoshi P and the team have created a goddamn fucking masterpiece. It is absolutely stunning. It is definitely Game of the Year, maybe even Game of the fucking Century, for a lot of reasons. It completely blew my mind. It has made me cry, ugly cry, a lot. And I mean a lot. It pulls at your heartstrings. It does things that you would never think friggin' possible in a video game. It's very Game of Thrones, people. They were inspired. Yoshi P was inspired by Game of Thrones and a whole bunch of other fantasy stuff. But one of the main influences was Game of Thrones, or is Game of Thrones, and I can see where the Game of Influences have come in. And man, can they pull this shit off. It twists and turns. The story is amazing. The soundtrack is to die for. The soundtrack is quintessential. It is just absolutely awe-inspiring. The soundtrack just completely blows my mind. The main boss battle themes, the icon battles, the battle system is very fluid. It's nice. It's fast-paced. It's so much fun. It is very much a cross between Devil May Cry 5's gameplay and Final Fantasy VII's, the remake. It is absolutely incredible. You can switch between different icons and their powers. The combat is amazing. The crafting system is really, really good too. The item management system is really good. You've got to upgrade your pouch and that to get extra potions and all that sort of stuff. It is absolutely amazing. The point system as well, in order to get different points on this big looking, it's like a sphere grid. I would say it's like a sphere grid, but it's not, where you have to allocate all different icons with their abilities, and you spend ability points that you win from boss battles and side quests. The side quests in this are absolutely amazing. There is shitloads to do in the side quests. And attention everybody, hunts are back, and by no means are the hunts easy. Some of them are very fucking challenging. Like, I'm talking really challenging, which is amazing to see as well. And what I really, really love about Final Fantasy XVI, in my opinion, is the fact that every single character that you meet in this story has a purpose, whether it be a side character. You might necessarily have a main party as such, it's just Clive and Torgal, but then, of course, along a journey you have Sid. Sidolphus is amazing, I'll have to say, absolutely amazing. And then, of course, you have Jill, which joins later. You have a whole different bunch of side characters that join, although Jill and Sidolphus and all that are main, but, you know, you've got your side characters like Gav, Miranda, all those sort of things, Otto. They all serve a purpose in the story. Even with the side quests, there's a lot of story in it. Mid is back from, you guessed it, Mid was a boy in Final Fantasy V, but in this one, she's a chick, and that is absolutely amazing to see. So they brought Mid back, which is amazing. But like I was saying with the characters, every single character, whether it be a main character or a side character, has so much story. They're all involved. They're not put to the wayside. There's, you know, you see a little bit of them and then, oh, poof, they're gone. This one is they involve everyone in the story. I'm talking everybody. And it is just so refreshing to see that this whole world of Velastia that they've created is absolutely amazing, down to the ancient tomes guy, Hippocrates, if I'm pronouncing that, or Hippocrates, whatever, however you pronounce it. He's the one that garners all the knowledge of the creatures of the world, temples, people, world, places, nations, and all of that. And it's all in like these different records, so you can study up on the mythos of all of that, and they explain everything down to a T. Like, items even have a really in-depth description, very much like Elden Ring, Dark Souls sort of thing. But it's sort of like that with weapons as well, and items, and side items and all of that. But in the world in general, it has so much, like all the different places you visit, it actually has a history to it that you can display up any time by pressing the center button, the center pad on your PS5 controller, and it opens up a quick access to all the places where you are exactly, and the characters that are involved in this particular chapter, and you can read up on them very, very quickly, or you can do it back at the hideaway with Hippocrates. It's absolutely amazing. I'm honestly blown away by how amazing Final Fantasy XVI is, and it is definitely in my top 3. I would have to say it's definitely in my top 3, and maybe even knock down, and I hate to say it, but I think it will potentially knock down my number 1 video game of all time, Final Fantasy VII, off its pedestal, and replace it with being number 1. Yeah, Final Fantasy XVI has just, it's been an absolutely incredible ride. I do not want it to end, but with all the side quests that I've got going on, I'm doing them as I'm doing the main story, and taking a break from the main story and doing them, because the side quests are so involving. You know, you haven't just got fetch quests, but you got, you know, eliminate an enemy here and eliminate an enemy there, sort out people's problems. You know, this whole thing, this whole Final Fantasy 16, it has political messages in it, you know, set in medieval times. So there's that, there's all the different battles, there's, you know, there's sex in it, there's violence, there's brutality, there's sense of loneliness, uneasy, death, life, everything you can think of, this has, and it displays it in just the right way. And let me say, Final Fantasy 16 pisses all over Game of Thrones. Pisses all over it. That's how you do Game of Thrones, HBO. Look at Final Fantasy 16. And I know a lot of people are going to hate me for that because I know I'm a huge fan of Game of Thrones, but come on. They really, it was really bad towards the later seasons. They left out so much and changed so much about it, changed the ending and all that to George R. Martin's set of books. And he hasn't even finished the goddamn books yet. But, man, Final Fantasy 16 pisses all over Game of Thrones. And I would say it is equal with House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon and Final Fantasy 16, absolutely amazing. Absolutely perfect. I prefer House of the Dragon over Game of Thrones because House of the Dragon did everything so much better than what Game of Thrones did. And I'm not bullshitting. That's my honest opinion on that. But if it comes down to anything, Final Fantasy 16 should be on everyone's radar. I know there have been a lot of negative reviews about it as well, and review bombing. I mean, fuck the haters. Final Fantasy 16 absolutely fucking rocks. No joke, Yoshi P and all his team, congratulations, guys. You have an absolute fucking masterpiece on your hands. It has made me cry so many times that I have lost count. It has made me feel joy. It has made me feel a lot of things. And Final Fantasy VII has done that for me. But Final Fantasy 16 has just been one fucking incredible journey after the other. So many twists and turns. The story is absolutely insane. The icon battles, insane. Everything about Final Fantasy 16 is perfect. Absolutely perfect. I have not come across any issues with system performance, slowdown, nothing, no glitches, nothing. I know I've seen a few people complain here and there about system performance and a few little issues, but I've not come across any. I mean, I'm interested to hear from other people if they've ever had issues, but I've not had any issues. The whole world has just been built so well in Final Fantasy 16. I absolutely love the chocobos in Final Fantasy 16. Oh my god. When I saw the chocobos, I was like, oh, my heart. It's in a warm place. Oh my god, the chocobos are absolutely amazing. It's been an incredible experience playing Final Fantasy 16 so far, and I'm not even finished yet. I don't want it to end. I really don't want this. I really don't want the journey to end. And I know when it comes to an end, I'm definitely going to be doing Final Fantasy mode, which comes up with new challenges, new weapons, new enemies. The challenge is up there. It is up there with Final Fantasy VII Remake's hard mode, which adds a lot of replay value to Final Fantasy VII Remake. And Final Fantasy 16 is no exception. There is so much more to do, upgrading weapons, getting some new ultimate weapons. The level cap has been raised to 100 instead of 50 from the main game scenario, which is the story-focused mode or action-focused mode. So Final Fantasy mode is your level is capped at 100. Yes. I cannot wait for that. I cannot wait to see how challenging Final Fantasy mode is. It's going to be insane. I really cannot wait. I'm just absolutely blown away. I'm not even going to rate this yet. This is just a chat, just to get my thoughts out on the nearly over 60 hours I have played so far. And I'm not even done with the story. By the time I probably finish, it's going to be upwards of probably about 100 hours plus before I finish it. And that's amazing. And then it's going to probably be another couple of hundred once I get into Final Fantasy mode. But other than that, guys, thanks so much for everything. To those new that have clicked on this video, thanks, guys. I really, really appreciate the likes, the subscribes, and and keep up to date with the notifications. And everyone returning, you know I love you all. I really, really appreciate it. I'm one off being from 100 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. Let's get that number up, guys. I really enjoy doing this. I know I don't have all the fancy equipment and stuff like that, and I'm doing it from my phone. And the footage that you have been seeing in the background, from the background that I've posted in this corner or that corner, whichever corner I put it in, that is taken from directly from my PS5 that I screen captured, put it onto a thumb drive, and then have put it onto the computer, and then recorded it on my phone from my computer, because I'm, like I said in previous videos before, I'm not that tech savvy when it comes to doing all this fancy YouTube stuff like all these other fancy YouTubers do. I love what everyone does. I really, really do. I don't know how to do all that. I'm still learning this YouTube thing, so I'm just doing it from my phone at the moment. And you probably would have noticed it in the recording. I have a little camera up on the computer. I just recently bought that, so I'm testing that out to see how that works, and I can film from that actual camera rather than my phone. But then, of course, I need ideas on programs to help me do the other stuff that I see a lot of YouTubers do with their introductions, setting up their videos, how to actually get footage that they use in their videos. I know a lot of people have captured footage and they use fancy dangled cameras and that, which I don't have, and I don't have the money to get real fancy cameras and film all of it. But now that I know with screen capture recording from my PS5, I can put stuff onto my thumb drive to add into the footage in the future. So I just discovered that. So yeah, I was a noob. I didn't know I could do that with the PS5. So people can have a giggle at that, because I really did not know. And now I do. But thanks, guys. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, and the notification bell to keep up to date with all my stuff. And I will catch you all in the next video very, very soon. All right, take it easy, guys. Out.